Welcome to Lightning Ministries Daily Devotional. My name is Pastor Timothy Kirk, and I welcome you today to hear what God has to say. Reading from Luke chapter 14, verses 12 through 14. The title of our message is Our Rewards in Heaven. Interesting topic. I realize that children aren't the only ones who like to receive rewards. You know, like when your kids go to their grandparents' house and there's always candy. Or in our case, when I was young, we always used to get a silver dollar. Can you believe that? How many of you know what a silver dollar is? Well, anyway, as adults, I believe that we're motivated to an incentive too in such great desires. And God's word makes it exciting as a promise to those who walk in his way. Some of these benefits are available even in this lifetime. Some of us might not feel that. Let's give some ideas of the fulfillment of this, which is joy and good favor. In other words, other blessings will be bestowed once we are in heaven. What does that mean? We're not necessarily going to receive all the rewards that we're supposed to get while we're here, because God's storing them up in the storehouses in his home right now. As followers of Jesus, we need to never be afraid of judgment. That's Romans 8:1. And the reason why is because we're supposed to be clothed in righteousness. Let me help you understand this. In the divine reward, the Bible describes several types of crowns. If you've never heard this before, this would be well worth taking notes on. First, the crown of life is granted to believers who stand firm on the foundation of the word and endure trials and tribulations throughout your life. That would be in James chapter 1, verse 2. The second crown is one that in the Bible is called imperishable. It is given to those whose great desire is to walk in the steps obediently before the Lord himself. You can find that in 1 Corinthians 9, verses 24 to 27. Now, the next crown is the crown of righteousness, and it's given to us who long for Christ to appear and to live righteously through him. That's 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 6 through 8. The last one, the last but not least, crown. God will give this crown of glory to those who not only share his word, but walk in his ways with others, with your brothers, your sisters. I realize, though, that at the top of this list, the reward is for us to produce God's glory throughout eternity. Throughout eternity, not just here. Now, will you, and that includes me, experience the joy in God's presence forever? Let me repeat that. Will you and I experience joy in his presence forever? I really believe that. We don't just have to wait. Let me repeat that. We don't just have to wait. Some of us are waiting. We think, well, when is God going to do this? Or when is God going to do that? Or why hasn't God done this? Or why hasn't God done that? But you know what? We can begin today by serving him, not only obediently, but in a form of humility. What does that mean? Humble yourselves in being obedient and not just having things your way, like they say at McDonald's. No, is that what Burger King? Does Burger King have it your way? No, I'm just kidding. But if we do this with the right motive, and God knows our heart, he's watching us. Whatever the services are, the blessing for us both now, receive now, and also in the future. So my question to you is, are you storing up treasures on earth? Are you storing treasures up in heaven? Now don't let me get you wrong. And don't get me wrong. God is a God of love and mercy and grace. And he loves his children. And just like any good parent that has the ability and the resources, and I'm not saying that we have to have that, to be able to help us to do whatever we need to accomplish in the life that God has given us, the Father in heaven can do the same thing. He created all of this for us. We're all stewards of the things that we have. We own none of it. We're not taking any of it with us. So why don't we share? What do I mean by that? If everyone in this country gave you $1, how many people are in this country? 3.5 million? 300 billion? Regardless, what would you do if you got $1 from every single person in the United States? What would you do with it? Would you spend it on yourself? Would you spend it on yourself and others? Would you store it in a bank somewhere and hope that to draw interest, only to find out that tomorrow you die and you gain nothing from it? That's an interesting question. I don't know that I would know what I would do, but I know that one thing I wouldn't do is waste it on myself, because God has given us the ability to be conduits and to share in that. And whatever we have here that we share in heaven. And whatever heaven gives to us to share, we share with others. That's no matter what, whether it's a cup of water or a burger to eat or money to help pay for something that they're not able to pay for right now, whatever it may be, regardless. But I challenge you, as we work in the ministries of the food banks, as we work in the ministries of the water wells, I encourage you to think about sharing your resources as much as you can with this ministry to do exactly what we're doing already with it. And if you look right here, nope, I'm on the wrong side. I always do that. I like doing that. You're more than willing to give to the ministry, either monthly or one-time gift, whichever God leads you to do. But I'm challenged by comments. Please leave us a comment and let us know what God is doing in your life so that we can share that testimony or those testimonies with others. You're more than willing to write to us too. The information's inside this particular YouTube posting, and I encourage you for that too. Regardless of what God is doing, realize that our rewards can be given to us here while we're here on earth. The storehouses are overflowing with gifts that God has already given to us. All we have to do is ask. And I mean that. Ask, and it will be given to you. Anyway, have a blessed day. Look forward to you coming back to hear what God has to say again tomorrow. Have a blessed one.